good evening, good afternoon, good
I
morning.
was
Buenos
watching this
dias.
Paula clean earlier.
We're talking very calmly because the YouTube algorithm thinks I'm scary. All right, so we're
Oh,
just going to talk
no.
calmly.
Why would they think that?
Well, because I think it's because I'm so loud. I think they think I'm being aggressive. I think they take my excitement for it. Well, no. What happens is we just get instant yellow, right? So we're going to be very calm. Excuse me, 1 minute, and I'm going to tell you all a little story, right? Okay, about a man on a mission to have some no, on a man on a mission to have some breakfast. Okay. So I wake up. Okay, Sean sends me all the stuff. Shane, he's sending me stuff. We're all just living our little Atwood life, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to sort. Everything has to work perfectly for everything to happen in the order that Sean wanted it, right? So I thought I'll just order myself some food, right? Order myself some food, save myself a little job, okay, of nourishment. Okay, a little coffee, and even got myself stuff to have as like a light dinner later because it's a mad one today. Happy Halloween, everyone. Anyway,
Oh,
so
yes, it's Halloween. I
so
forgot about it.
so
Yay.
the food arrives. The food arrives, and it's hot food, right? Hot food arrives with a coffee, but they never brought the coffee. So I said to the guy, "Hey, buddy, you forgot my coffee." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I see that. I'll take the order back, get you a new order, and bring you the coffee as well." And I'm like, "Brilliant!" But I knew that he was going to take my hot food and then bring the same hot food back, resulting in cold food, right? So I put a little cross on all the bags inside the bag, right? So when he brought it back, I could identify them. Yeah, how's schizo, right? So then he brings it back with the coffee and the same food. I'm like, man, this is all cold. This is all cold. So then he took the order back, said he was going to go back to the shop. So I phoned the shop and he just drove off with the money and the order, right? He just drove off into the abyss all by himself with my delicious breakfast. And yeah, so I just want to say to the nice lady at Greg's, okay, to the nice lady at Greg's, I just want to say you did your job very well. You had to put up with a very upset Ron Swanson this morning, and yeah, so I've had no coffee, I've had no food, and yeah, still waiting on a refund. Great. So that's my first story, but I'm not having a bad a day as some people. Okay, let me ask you this, Paula. What's the biggest number you know?
There's no limit in the number I know.
Like trillion, billion, trillion, like the actual.
Infinite,
Okay.
infinite.
And no. You got to play the game. So in your brain, what's the highest?
Billions of trillions.
Trillions and billions. Okay. So Google are being sued by Russia for $2.5 decillion. Okay. Now, Paula, I've seen your eyes open there, like, oh, there's a word I've never heard, and you wouldn't be alone. Let's have a little look at what a decillion looks like. Okay. So here's the billion, right?
No,
This is
okay.
decillion.
I get it.
Decillion. 33 zeros. Okay. Okay. Just to put it in context for you, Paula, do you see where it says septillion here, right?
Yeah.
If you add a 7 to that, that's how many grains of sand in the whole world there is. Okay. Now, to put it in perspective, if you tried to sell the whole of planet Earth, okay, you wouldn't even get 1 decillion from an alien race for it because of our entire planetary GDP. Okay, it is the most insane lawsuit anyone is ever going to see. So Russia 4 years ago started applying a penalty to Google for removing AdSense accounts from Russian YouTubers who were pro Kremlin and all this kind of stuff, right? So they started it at $100,000 per channel a week, and they would double the fine every single week for 4 years, and they've ended up with $2.5 decillion.
So this is okay. Let me understand this because I'm trying to. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
I can hear you. So basically, Russia is trying to sue Google for censorship.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, but listen.
I don't know about much, but I am pro this because we know that Google, Bill Gates, is censoring everybody in all platforms. YouTube is Google, everything. I mean, they're censoring everything. So
no, I get that. All right, but wow, I can't believe how quickly you took Russia's side. That was record timing. But listen, a decillion Like a decillion, 2.5 decillion. Like it would take YouTube trillions of years at their current profit levels, being one of the most profitable and powerful companies in the world. It would take them more than 1 trillion years to pay that off. Okay.
So they want to bankrupt Google, but Google is bankrupting itself by censoring.
Google's not having any of it. Google's just laughing into their lawyer and going, okay then.
You can take it to the international court.
They can try. I mean, no court in the world is accepting 2.5 decillion.
Yeah, no, but you don't understand. They are. It came to that amount because they're not really suing them for that. They're suing them per $100,000 per person that they've done that.
Correct.
So you know what I mean. So each user gets $100,000 every time their account got censored. Well, it's just that it goes to show you, and you know why this is fantastic, because it goes to show how much Google is censoring people. That is the amount that is worth censoring.
I am fully with you, right? But do you think that this number here has been put in just so we'll all talk about this case? Because none of us would be talking about this if it was Russia sues for $100,000. None of us. No one would care. Decillion, Letitia, Russia suing Google for $2.5 decillion. Here is what a decillion looks like. Okay. Okay. And here's where the billions are. Here's where like the top dogs are, right? And if you look here where it says septillion, if you change that to 7, that's how many grains of sand in the entire planet Earth there is. Okay.
But I think you're very clever, Ron, because you see, 100,000 is not much for being censored as per, but it's just when you get the group of people, then you have to divide that by 2, divide 2.1 decillion. How can we find out how many people by 100,000? Divide that by 100,000. Can you divide that by 100,000?
I can't put 33 zeros into a calculator.
No, yes, you can. But what
I'll try.
It will tell you. No, but listen, it will tell you how many people they have censored.
No. Listen, we're far beyond this. There's 2 YouTube channels. 2. Just 2. We're only talking about 2 YouTube channels, okay? But Google have shut down all their services because Russia don't want American companies. Like everyone's left. There's like Russian McDonald's, like like Stalin, McStalin, or whatever. I don't know. I'm not Russian, but I will say this, right? I'm team. Russians are a bit sneaky. Russia is a bit sneaky. Not Russians. Russia's a bit sneaky, right?
Oh, yeah, they are. I know that.
Yeah, my zeros ended at 28, and then it just laughed at me.
So 28. So you can go up to
our election.
Yeah. Oh no! Stop it! Stop it! We're not going to. No. Sorry, I need to have a private word with Lady Letitia. Right? Everyone else, just be quiet. Okay. Listen, we're not going to talk about the election. Okay, you get too upset. Okay, you get too upset and you get too wild up. You get too wild up. You do. I know. I understand. It's okay. Listen, do you want to go and get a cookie? Do you want to go and get a little cookie? Calm down. Yeah, go and get calm down, and then when we come back, we'll be fine. Okay. Because you're too much of a delicate flower to have the internet criticize your things, okay? Because you're just tiny, all right? So
you didn't get your latte, did you?
I got nothing.
No, you know why?
Going back to that food story.
Drinking your latte right now.
Ron, going back to your food story.
Yes.
Why did you return the food? Why didn't you just say to the guy, "Bring me the coffee. The coffee's missing."
Okay, because I'm one of these psychopaths that if I order an order, I would like it as I've ordered it. And if you can't do that, I'll give you another chance to do that again. But don't bring me the same food that you messed up the original order with. Wow. I'm a very, very good guy. If it'd been cold food, I would have just taken it and told him to bring the coffee. You see what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're just lending yourself for the food to be spat on. You know that I do lives with Matt the Angry Good.
I'm sorry, no, listen.
You just read this article because this is very interesting. This article that he read, he did a video about it. Okay. It's about Hindu food, Indian food. You know, that was the article out that they should stop spitting on their food, like on.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, right? I'm going to be honest with you. Anyone who can't notice if someone spat on a sandwich or a pie, you have got mental problems. Okay. I used to own a restaurant, right? There is absolutely no way that you can hock a loogie in a sandwich and then not have me open it up and go, that looks like a loogie. Okay. It's a myth.
Not if it has a sauce.
It doesn't. I'm not that stupid. Maybe they'll spit in the coffee, but yeah, I'm not that crazy.
No, but this article was there. Like, people are trying to legislate not spitting in Indian food.
Yeah, I agree. No one should be spitting in food. Event. But luckily in the UK, because it's a franchise business, these guys have literally got personal CCTV cameras on their bodies and around the shop. That's how, do you know what I'm saying? So you've got
when they prepare the food, not the person.
No one's doing that, man. No sociopaths are just spitting and stuff. Oh,
no, he's not doing that.
Molly.
Oh, happy Halloween, Molly, in your igloo. Let's go to Molly. Yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Molly.
Hopefully we'll see Molly soon. Hopefully we'll see Molly soon. She's having some time for Molly, and
this is happy Halloween.
It is happy. It's not very happy. I'm not going to lie. I mean, sure, I appreciate the sentiment, but I want my latte and I want my Christmas dinner.
When you guys have those automatic,
I have to ask you this: don't you have coffee in your house?
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, Ron. You know, you get up, you put some water to boil, and you get that little press thing, French press.
Yeah, you think me get my French press? Ooh, let me get my French press this morning with my Arabica blend.
Get your latte.
I have been working 7 days a week on my house and on the Sean Atwood channel for the last 4 months. My brain's lost. I've lost it. Okay. Like, there was 1 month I didn't leave the house. I'm that busy. There was a week where I couldn't find my shoes, and I was just living a life of a man with no shoes. I was a man for a week with no shoes. I couldn't find them.
You only have one pair?
Yes. Okay. Yes. All right.
Well, hey, one question: as far as delivery, do you guys have those little automated robots like Papa John's and Domino's have that ride around?
Oh yeah, if I had those, I would just use them as taxis.
Going up to your house? Oh my god!
Oh man, I would be really good friends with the little delivery robots. I'd be like, hey buddy, look at you, little guy. I'd be putting like googly eyes on it and little smiles and all kinds of shit stuff. You know what I mean? I'd be jazzing it up.
You know kicked his rear end this morning.
Put a wee shark's fin on it so it can go and do its thing. All right, I think we've made 12 minutes of easily monetizable, fun, good vibe content.
I wanted to talk to you about this because I saw it yesterday on a YouTube channel. I can't remember which one because
brilliant.
Great start. This is actually true. This is an experiment that the CIA did.
Okay.
They gather 18 people in a room. 17 of them are agents, spies, and then there's one person like you and me, right? And then they give this they drew a triangle in the paper, a piece of paper. And then they asked everybody to describe what's on the paper, which was clearly a triangle.
It sounds like a Mr. Beast video.
So the 17 spies had been ordered to say that it was a square, right?
Okay.
So they start with the 17 spies and they're saying square, square, boom, square, square, square. And it gets to the person like you and me. And you look around the room and saying like, are these people blind? It's clearly a triangle, right?
Yeah.
But what do you think the person said? The person said square because he didn't want to be the odd one out.
Because they're neurotypical. Okay. No one on the spectrum would have even remotely taken that answer on board at all. In fact, I guarantee you for the first 17 answers, I wasn't even listening to what their answers were.
No, but you know what I mean? We're talking like normal people. So
I'm with you.
You're in a room with these other people. And when it gets to the person, you have two choices. Either you're the odd one out and say, what the hell are you talking about? It's a triangle. Or you say you cave into peer pressure. And the whole point of the exercise is the CIA study on how to use the mainstream media to manipulate and gaslight people.
Yeah, so it's you hear a lie often enough, you believe it.
Your news if you don't watch the mainstream media. Like
just adorable. She's adorable.
Just like us, Leticia, and we are called conspiracy, and they always add that word, conspiracy theories. We're not conspiracy theories. We're simply asking questions and putting some stuff that
That's
should be
fair.
obvious to everybody. But the reason they use the word conspiracy is to take away the legitimacy of whatever it is that we say, because it's all a conspiracy.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something, it's effectively the science of
Gotta make
equivalent.
sense.
It's the scientific equivalent of saying if you hear a lie often enough, you'll start believing it, right? And
Yeah.
it's one of those things. See if it's just a triangle today, right? It's not that big a deal, right? You end the experiment, everyone goes, "Oh, that was I see what you did. That was great."
Right.
So imagine that 30 years from now, okay, where we're all now quite tuned in to say it's a triangle when it's a square, all right? And it starts becoming other things. It starts becoming, oh, no, don't worry. This party won the election and there was absolutely nothing rigged about anything. Oh, no, don't worry about that. Oh, no. That wasn't a school we accidentally hit with the drone. That was, a high operational target. And it's to condition us to not question. Okay, but sadly, we are living in a world where we have the neurotypicals, we have the neurodiverse, and there's so many tactics that I feel like we have evolved past, right, in certain areas. Okay, because I'm telling you right now, I would. I'm the same as a lot of you who are saying, well, I think for myself, all the rest of it. I'm not even going to go that clever. I would probably just be imagining a cymbal smashing monkey in my head until it got to me. And then I would just say what I seen, which is what I seen. Do you know what I mean? Like when people say, is the glass half empty or half full? You just see the exact amount of milliliters. So if it's half full and it's a liter, it's not half full or empty. It's just 500 mil. Call it what it is. You see what I'm saying? You come Shane. Okay, right. So let's just have a little look about how great a time J-Lo's having, because
Oh my God.
Also, actually, no, before we do that,
I want to
today,
thank Leticia yesterday.
okay,
Leticia sent me that thing because you know how we talked about Justin Bieber and the mother of Justin Bieber?
Bieber.
Peeper.
Bieber.
That's what I said, Bieber. Justin Bieber.
Doesn't no Beaver.
She said beaver.
It's with a V. It's
That's it,
Beaver.
Bieber. And he's Canadian.
Yeah.
You know that I've had him up close in Oslo when he did that impromptu concert at the Opera House. And I didn't understand what was going on because I was inside the Opera House in Oslo. It was really, really beautiful. And I see these girls come with this JB on their forehead, all fainting. And it's like, It was madness outside. It was madness. All these girls I mean, the only thing that reminded me is like Elvis Presley or the Beatles. But I remember in Oslo, they even the police had to stop so many people from coming because the stage would have collapsed because it wasn't an impromptu made stage on the fjord. And I mean, the girls, Justin Bieber. Now I'm saying it correctly?
Yes.
Yeah, it's with a V. It's Beaver.
It's Bieber, that's for sure.
Sounds like she's got a really big set of teeth. Like, hi, everybody. Let's come visit Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Oh my word. Yeah, listen, you know there's somebody in a certain industry with an off-brand name like that just for the brand. Okay, well listen, we have got a full day of it today. We have got we're about to really start the show now, so you can all relax. But we have got some spooky tunnel stories coming from the Lost Mines, and these guys, I mean, when someone sends me clips with timestamps for a live stream, there's usually one or two, maybe something like that. These guys have sent about 14, and it is all the spookiest footage that they have found from lost mines and tunnels. And I don't mean, oh, there's a cave, but it's just a scoop out of a side of a mountain. Do you know what I mean? You walk 12 feet and you hit a wall. Nah, this is like no cell phone signal, okay? If one of them farts in the wrong place, everyone dies. It's that level of scary, confined. I don't really like these spurlunkers. Like the people that if you're a mile under the ground and you're in a passage the width of a McDonald's straw, okay? Like, why are you trying to crawl through that? Like, what is gone? Who has hurt you, spurlunkers? Like, where did it all go wrong? Because, like, they're up there with the people that play Russian roulette for fun. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Coffee, Ron, the best coffee.
Oh, shut up. Right, so we've got this one today, and then of course we've got the big the big bad boy tonight at 9 o'clock. Jaguar Wright and Big Homie. I can't wait for this. I cannot wait for this. I can't wait to see how many times Paula super chats for royal questions. Okay, it's on point for her in every Jaguar Wright interview, and I'm here for
I don't know. And Casaberg gets angry with me because even when I don't do the super chats, Sean always asks because you know what? And I said to Casa, then ask good questions.
Kaz is a savage. Okay, no, just send them to me on WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp me them. Just WhatsApp me them.
But I was putting them on the chat without the super chats, and Sean was asking them. It's like,
of course. Yeah, you don't have to put in super chats. So we're going to look at this J-Lo story, and then we're going to check what time we're at, and then we'll see where
J-Lo from the Glock. J-Lo from the Glock, And that was on purpose, not from the block.
Yes. I remember that.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Bieber.
Yeah. Justin Bieber.
I forget. I always forget. I get lazy with my English.
Yeah. It's not that you get lazy with it. It's just sometimes you misinterpret what words are a little bit.
No. I just get lazy. So Letitia, thanks for sending me that thing because Letitia sent me that video about the mother. I don't understand why these mothers. You know what? I think they should put everybody in jail, like the mothers who served up the kids, as a discretionary tale that they shouldn't be serving up their kids. Because Justin Bieber was already famous.
Well, listen. Sadly, I'm putting all of my chips now.
Shut up, Casabear.
I'm going to be
doing. Did you see what Casabear is doing? I've been trying. Channel needs a compass.
Yeah, Paul, listen. Casabear goes rogue. She's gone rogue, man. All right. So listen, I need to tell you something here. We received some anonymous. Well, I can't say who it is. It definitely wasn't anonymous, right? But all I can say is from within the inner workings of the Diddy lore. Okay, we've received information that possibly he's going to just walk free.
You think
hard to do something. Hard to do something.
Wow.
Did he walk free? Did he walk free? I think he will.
Yeah. Well, let me finish.
Really?
Let me finish. It's hard to bring a case to court if there's no witnesses left. Okay.
Right.
And we got
witnesses.
Well, we've got some phone calls this morning from some very, very terrified individuals who say the absolute opposite, and it's being kept out of the media, and it's dropping like flies, dropping like flies, dropping like flies, dropping like flies. So I just like to say, right, all of this has just been allegedly about you.
Okay. Who do they have as a witness right now? Only all those A-list celebrities who are running like cockroaches to buy.
No, all of
they won't name the witnesses right now, Paul. They won't give witness names because of safety right now.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Because they're getting capped, Paula. Behind the scenes, the black gay mafia is busting some caps and getting rid of some mofos.
Why do they have to be gay? Why can't you just say black?
That's what it was called. The black gay mafia. That's what it was called. That's what they call it. The black gay mafia. Am I wrong? I'm not. I'm wrong. Okay. The black gay mafia. Okay.
They just pull out that gun and go pew 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 pew.
No.
But who is their who do they have as witnesses?
120 victims. We've got
no. That's the civil court case. I'm talking about the Diddy criminal case that the state has against Diddy. Who are their witnesses? Just those 1,000 baby bottles?
I am relaying information from credible individuals from within our circles of communication, from within the Diddy realm, what they can tell us, and would have no reason to phone and be terrified and relay this information.
No, I get it, but I'm asking you.
I don't know. I just have as
witnesses?
They don't say who they are.
I just answered you. I just answered. Yeah, I answered you. Don't worry. Okay, so let's jump in to J-Lo. All right. J-Lo has having it come back and bite her in the booty. Okay. Diddy and Jennifer Lopez seen having heated. Oh no, that's that's the older one. 1 second. There we go. This one. Jennifer. Oh my word. You know when you don't see a celebrity for years, right? And then you see them and you're like, oh yeah, reptiles. Reptiles are real. This is the one. This is the reptile J-Lo era right here. My word.
La cabrona es Latina.
Yep,
exactly. And she's Latina. That's disgusting. You give us bad name, J-Lo.
Relax.
Really?
Paula, will you relax? You were the whole French, like moody French poet look brings out the savagery in you. I'm telling you, man. Okay, so here we go. Jennifer Lopez reportedly left an autograph signing after facing numerous questions about her past relationship
Wow.
with alleged naughty boy Diddy. The 55-year-old singer and actress seemed to sidestep the line of questioning as her former connection to Sean Diddy Combs was brought into question. The Hustler star said previously described to her two-year romance with 54-year-old rapper and tenacious and emotionally exhausting, ultimately ending it due to his infidelity. Excuse me. Lopez, who is navigating her divorce from a strained husband, she's still going through a divorce with Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah, that's gonna draw out.
I don't know why, because they're both in agreement of everything.
Was that not
Yeah.
years ago? Was that not like a decade ago they broke up?
No, they got
No?
married again 2 years ago,
Oh,
Ron.
they got married again. All right, that makes more sense. Okay. Oh, she looks like she's having a great time. Oh,
That's a nice
I'm
dress.
fooled by the
that's a
wrong
nice
one.
dress. Is
Beautiful
it?
dress.
I'm so
Is it though? I'm thinking
Yeah,
very
it's
impractical on a windy night. First of all, I'm
for the
thinking you're going to
Grammys.
get
I think that
cold.
was for the Grammys or something
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
that is that. No, okay. Local. This is one of those scenarios where you end up carrying your girlfriend's handbag and giving her your jacket on the way home to the taxi because girls don't dress
I have to
appropriately.
ask you this, Ron. Ron, I have to ask you. You've never seen that dress before?
Yeah, that's like
yeah.
a famous.
Yeah, from back in the day I have. But listen, I am so deeply in love
No,
and
I
have
just
the
have
most
to ask.
beautiful woman in the world in my life that I am immune to celebrity freaking eye candy. I am immune to all women. Okay, all I see is potatoes. No women. I have my goddess. I am the luckiest man in the world. So no, I do not care for her dress. Okay.
I
slap
sent you
off.
some updated photos of J-Lo, but you might not be able to show them.
Yeah.
You know what's really interesting, Ron? You know, guys, I have a Spanish channel, and Latin America, they don't, and in Spain, they don't like J-Lo for some
They
reason.
don't.
We don't. We don't like people who bad represent who are staying, and people in Latin America and Spain think that there are other women who are clearly more talented, more beautiful. Because
Shakira.
J-Lo, without
Oh yeah, listen, I'll take that. I'll take that blind potato. Immune to women means I'm gay. Brilliant. Spread that around the internet and see how little I care, because I'll still be going home to the most beautiful girl in the world and be like, everyone thinks I'm gay.
Oh, how's Dan doing, by the way?
Dan is perfect. It's the
And
hormones.
how's baby Nova?
It's
The hormones.
They're not guests. They're panel members. They're part of the show. Okay, but yes, I will. All right, I'm a bit worked up, so yes, I will take your point, teddy bear. All right, I will be good
How's
boy.
little Nova doing?
Oh, she's apparently growing fingernails inside her mum and looking like
Wow.
a demon baby, and just like
Nice.
running her hands down her tummy and trying to cut her way out and all kinds of stuff.
Clawing her way out.
Yeah, yeah. It's a long. It's unlike the alien chest burster. This one's just got a longer propagation time.
Oh, show
And,
the chest burster with me, you and that Randy made.
yeah, again, teddy bear. I don't know.
Pregnant.
I don't know if it's a language barrier we're having. They're part of the show. They're my panel members. Okay,
Is
so
she
I
enjoying
understand.
being pregnant?
Oh no.
not at all.
She did for the first 10 days. She was like, this is great. And then every
Yeah.
possible nightmare scenario happened. Pains, aches, off of her food, can't eat, can't drink, feels nauseous. And it's been
Miserable.
like that from the start. So I just spend much time in a bomb shelter, not triggering the hormones. Do you know what I mean?
No,
know what
but
I'm
with J-Lo,
Yeah.
like in my Spanish channel, I had a guest. I did a live, and I had a guest who was all for Jennifer Lopez. Oops, you should have seen the side chat. Oy, that was brutal. Like, how dare you defend that murderer, all kinds of
Wow.
things. It's like she's a hack. And then they started naming people, because there are names in Latin America and in Spain that you guys don't know about, who are really famous in the Latin American world, right? And they
Okay.
started going, what about this? She's properly talented. The only reason why she made it is because of Diddy and Tommy Motola, who he was married to, whom was married to Mariah Carey, the first husband, that was very abusive according to Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Okay.
But how come nobody's talking about
You know what?
Justin's mom?
They didn't.
Oh, we'll get to Justin's mom. Okay. Let me just get through this first report. Right. Let me just get
They
back
didn't
to
want her playing in Selena either. They didn't want her to be Selena in that movie.
Selena was killed, yeah. Well, yeah, but she ended up playing Selena. That's how she
I
made
thought she did good.
herself big. No, she did. She studied her
Did,
very
okay.
well. Selena, I know you don't know who Selena is, Ron. I know you don't. That's actually their role. That she was a famous Latin singer. She's from Mexico.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
And J Lo, that was her breakout role. She portrayed her. She was killed very young.
That was completely one of the most interesting stories ever, and I fully paid attention to all of it. And now we're just going to get back into this article. However, she's reportedly ignored their pleas and went without addressing any questions regarding her past relationship. The pair were one of the most prominent couples in the late 90s. And I'm sorry, was somebody wanting to start talking over me again there?
No,
Did
sorry,
somebody
I'm
say
just
something?
reading the
No,
side
that's
chat.
fine. That's okay. Previously speaking on their romance said that we broke up many times before that and got back together again. Nobody knew about it. So listen, it's fairly obvious now that anybody connected with Diddy who's going to go out in full lizard form and do, book signings or whatever is now at a risk of everyone just turning up to ask them questions. And I think that is fair, right?
It's
Because
fair.
no one is asking nothing. Nobody is coming forward. No one said nothing. The celebrity world is dust clouds.
Yes.
And obviously with this, people have started digging up other stories, photos from the same night he's accused of doing this. Okay, as you can see here. So newly unearthed photo shows Diddy Combs with ex-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez locked in a heated argument on the night he's accused of R-ing a 13-year-old girl. Daily Mail has revealed the music mogul and singer who has famously dated 99 at on a snap, attending a star-studded after party on the MTV VMAs in New York City, where they were later seen having a dramatic confrontation. The photos were taken now defect Lotus nightclub in the summer of 2000. Okay. Oh yeah, that's like if you go out with your missus and you wake up and that's on your camera phone reel, you know you've had too many.
I don't think you understand. She wasn't really dating him. He was still with Kim Porter. Kim Porter found out he was dating J Lo because they went publicly to a very public function, but she was supposed to be with Diddy. And then Diddy admitted later on that Kim Porter said when she was watching them at the VMAs or whatever hell it was with Jennifer Lopez and that green dress, she said, by the end of the show, Diddy's gonna call me. Sure enough, he did.
Wow.
Yeah. So she didn't know that wasn't his missus. I mean, Kim Porter literally found out when she saw them going there that, he's dating Jennifer Lopez,
Wow.
He just called me before he went telling me he loves me. And then he's there with J-Lo very publicly.
Yeah, well, I'm not being funny. It's Diddy, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, looking back, any woman who got with Diddy and thought they could, because right? And I'm sorry, ladies, I know some of you will be like, no, that's not true. There is a certain percentage of you who thrive on the, I can change him. Oh, I'm going to be the one to change him. No. And then all of a sudden you're in a bathtub full of baby oil. And then you wake up a week later on the set of Blink Twice wondering what is going on here. I'm just saying. Also, I rewatched Blink Twice again last night.
You did?
I just want to say collectively, I think my entire community got the ending wrong. And I think my ending analysis was right.
I like the ending. The ending was good. They got...
Well, hang on a second. Spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen Blink Twice, pause the sound for the next 30 seconds because me and Letitia are going to go at it for 30 seconds. So in 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause the sound. Right, Letitia, quickly. We've got 30 seconds. So what did you think about the ending?
I thought it was great because they got what they deserved.
That's what I took from it. She's taken over and she's going to arrest them all one by one, right? Or take it down from the inside. Discord was like, I can't believe she's done that. She's taken it over and she's going to continue doing it and all this. And I'm like, are you dumb? Are you dumb, Discord? So I'm glad that I'm not the idiot. Okay, brilliant. So you and I agree on that, Letitia. Okay. You can turn the sound back on. And yeah, I couldn't believe that the dragon came at the end either, Letitia, and ate all the Batmen and then burnt it all down. I was shocked. It was a big plot twist at the end. Oh, the dragons. Yes. Okay. So let's be honest. This is a banger photograph, like as far as what we can see here. Because not only have we got the hand against the wall, which is a very good sign of I'm just going to trap you and control this scenario. Right. But then we have somebody with the limpest hand ever reaching out to try and help Jennifer Lopez, but missing her entire shoulder. Okay. Like she's so drunk in the club that she missed it. Right. But she does not look happy. None of this is a positive vibe. I mean, look at her stance. That's not like a sexy, I'm a woman against the wall in the club, we're talking and getting intimate stance. That's a, I'm going to knee you in the ghoulies, right? This knee's going to go straight up into there.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? This is a bad one. Also, as well, how short is this guy? Who is that?
Is he sitting down? He's
I freaking
standing.
hope so, man.
He's
Nice.
sitting down.
Is he though? Like his arms aren't bent. Like who sits down with their arms straight like that? That is just a hobbit. We have discovered a hobbit right there. Okay.
He's always got a bottle in his hand.
Yeah, if I'm in a club, I've always got a bottle in my hand just in case. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know whose brother
I mean,
from a relationship.
He'll be on interview and have a bottle in his hand.
I don't know. Hang on a second. Right. Okay. So again, I just wanted to bring this up because this is the first time now that we're seeing headlines of basically Diddy's former individuals getting jumped, metaphorically speaking, at their own events to be asked about Diddy. And I'm all for that, man. I am so all for that. Now, Paula, you've done so well. What have you got that's grinding your gears with P. Diddy? Have you got anything you want to throw in here? Because
the thing is with P. Diddy, you know, there's what really, really bothers me is that all these people coming out of the woodwork who say that they've been part of it, whether it be bodyguards or whatever, but then they're all dissing each other out. Oh no, she doesn't know or he doesn't know. I know because I was there.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if that is a narrative that's been purposely put out there to discredit anybody who comes forward. You know, because then, another one out of the woodwork. So where were you when this, you know, who I happen to believe, and this is why I run with the story that I told you that I heard it in some YouTube channel about the 18 people who were doing that experiment.
Okay.
You know that one of your people said, I can't remember his name. He said that Ali Carter's allegations. I believe Ali Carter because Ali Carter has been speaking
They
for
call me.
years.
Yeah. I think
years before this whole thing brought up.
Yeah,
And the thing is
I
with
agree.
this. And the thing with this is like people like that Biden or Obama, they feel so, people will say, yeah, right. You know, like this tale is so unbelievable.
Yep, correct.
I think they feel secure that nobody would believe this poor black chick, you know, who is from a foster home.
I'm having a hard time believing it.
Well, listen, Paula, it's one step further than that. It's everyone. It's everyone that stepped out until the end of this year, until April this year. There's been decade-long stories. Ali Carter, his producers, people that have been around him, have been destroyed, defamed, discredited. But again, Paula, they don't even need to do that. That's the social media side. The official narrative is also owned by the people who own Hollywood. So I
understand. But what I'm saying to you that if there's one person I believe of all these people, I believe it would be Ali Carter. And for some reason, I even see these bodyguards or these people coming out of the woodwork. Oh, I never heard of her. I don't even know. How can they not have heard of her?
Because they want to stay alive.
Well, he said he heard of her. He did some research.
Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about any guest or anything like this. Okay. What I'm trying to say is like, I've seen people say that, oh, I've heard of her. But, you know, like, yeah, she'd be trashed or she'd be dead. No, she wouldn't. Because can you imagine this poor black kid coming into the world and saying Biden did me or Obama did this to me?
Paula, I happen to agree with you. And you know what? Last night watching Blink Twice again, all right, the Ali Carter, the why would they let them live, okay, narrative clicked into place, right? So you're all going to have to just take this from, as I'm saying it, from a scientific point of view. So I went deep into my own mind last night and I took on the attitude of the character in this movie. I'm a billionaire who was abused and my sister was abused. I'm now a billionaire with a private island and I've gotten to the point where I can make people forget what I've done to them. All right. Where's the fun in not doing that over and over again to one person? Because for me, in my twisted analogy of this mindset, there's no fun if it's just a one-time deal. There's no fun in that. That's like there's no fun in that. But if I've got Ali Carter and I've got her in situations that no one will believe, that is just glorious to the mind of the psychopath. I mean, just think about it, right? You've got a woman who barely remembers what's happened to her. It's happening over and over again in scenarios no one's going to believe, okay?
Right.
And she's just walking around. She could turn around to anyone for like she's done for years. No one's going to believe you. And if that is not the most alluring side of the psychopathic billionaire monster that they would be allured to, I don't know what is, because what a bragging right. What a bragging right.
And also, you know what it is, Ron? I was thinking about this too. These people get off on the fact that they have this victim going on saying the things that they've done to her, but nothing happens to her. It's kind of like their ego gets stroked too. Yeah, like
totally.
They feel untouchable. Look, we have
Correct.
somebody using little platforms, screaming through the top of their lungs, saying what we did to her.
And here's another one for you, Paula.
It kind of makes him feel more empowered and emboldened.
Fully agree.
More stuff.
Fully agree. Yesterday we touched on this. Paula, if I got you completely out your nut without you knowing, spiked your drinks, you're fully covered in the baby oil, and I bring in a Ronaldo lookalike, I bet I could convince you in your drunk state that that's Ronaldo. Well, what about if I did that with Ali Carter and Biden and all these people? What if I brought in lookalikes so that you were convinced it happened, but no one could ever believe you because it never actually happened? That's
what if they didn't bring lookalikes? What if it actually happened? What happened?
I believe it did happen, but I think the lookalike side of it is something we need to look into, because think about that. Think about having an event happen that you know happened because it happened, but it didn't happen because it was an imposter. It was somebody who looked like the person. It was a web of lies.
Whatever it was, I believe her. I believe that.
I agree too. I believe her too.
What is her story?
But my point is that this is the only woman who's been coming or talking and screaming it from the top of the lungs when everybody thought that she was lying. She stayed with the story. This is when we go back to that example of.
I'm not saying she's lying. I'm giving you a reason.
I'm talking about the people that are coming out of the woodwork, because pretty much every person that I've heard, they said, "Oh, well, maybe she did or she's not." I've heard of her, but her stories, you have to take them. So I wonder if these people are also trying to quash her stories down.
No, I fully agree. There's definitely a fishiness surrounding the whole Ali Carter story. But listen, for those of you who say you think that's a bit of a reach, you've got to understand that is not a reach for these people. Okay, if you think getting in a lookalike of someone to convince a poor girl something horrific's happened with someone who it never happened with for your own benefit, you ain't got past the first chapter of how to be an absolute monster. Okay, you're talking to someone who's stared into the black, who has trapped and went after horrible predators, crime groups on the dark web, shut them down, had conversations with free criminals on the dark web to learn their tactics, and all of this. You cannot give them the benefit of the doubt on the evil spectrum. Okay, so when we come up with something like that, you have to look at it from the mindset of these monsters. You can't assess it from normal human being. And I'm telling you now, what better way to discredit someone than to have years of abuse, put them in a room with a fake Obama, and then send them out into the world to tell everyone I've just been abused by Obama, to just discredit.
I don't believe that.
But also could be the real Obama. No, Letitia, that's the one you do believe with the fake Obama. It's the other one with the real Obama you don't believe. I got you, girl. Queenie.
Hello.
Queenie.
How you doing, Queenie? How are you?
I'm good.
Did you? I sent Queenie a movie link this morning. So
no,
put one in the side chat.
I haven't looked yet.
Put one in the side chat.
I was about to, but then I realized that you did send me a link and the show was on. So.
Yeah. Here's another one. So anyone who's seen Long Legs, I sent Tweenie the link to watch Long Legs this afternoon. She's a hardcore Christian and doesn't really watch movies. Put one in the side chat.
I am no Christian, Ron. Stop telling people I'm a Christian. I'm a child of God. Stop it. I don't assimilate to any denomination. Stop it. I'm just a child of God.
Sometimes I feel that Ron doesn't want to live when he angers Queenie like that.
No, listen,
I know, right?
I'm going to look up all the weirdest forms of Christian religion, and every show I'm going to have a new one for you. All right. Okay. This is our Lutheran, our local, whatever the mad ones are. Yeah. We're going to go through them all, Queenie. How dare you?
No,
How
no,
dare
I'll watch it though. I'll watch it if I don't fall asleep in the middle of it. But I'll
Yeah.
watch it.
Oh, it's a good one. If you've not seen Long Legs, see, Pitt, I'm sorry, mate. You no longer get to say anything about movies. I can tell the sort of person you are. All right. I get it. It's not a Marvel movie. Okay. There was no Wolverine. I get it, Pitt. It was a bit grown up. All right. And that's okay. That's okay, my G. Okay. But yeah, anyone who doesn't like that film has no right
Oh,
commentary.
this person says awful. Pitt, tell me more because what Ron thinks is amazing. You know how Ron mind works.
No, Ron's a fantastic movie critic. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, young lady. But yeah, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good.
Okay, I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Okay, so I've completely derailed the side chat with some missions. Paula's got that. Haha, Ron doesn't know what he's talking about. Face on. Yeah, Letitia.
Oh,
hit Paula with some-
Have you seen Blink Twice? The movie?
Oh, Paula's left the room and just left.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
listening.
here. I'm listening to you guys. I just don't want to interrupt because then people yell at me.
You were just
no.
asked a question.
Sorry, what did you ask me?
Have you seen the movie Blink Twice?
Yeah, no, I haven't. I have a problem with watching those movies. It's like, you know, the movie
Imitates Life.
Sound of Freedom. I just
Nah. They make this movie in a way, Paula,
Finding
that it
Freedom.
doesn't glamorize the abuse. There's about 15 seconds of the abuse that the men do to the women, about 15 seconds of it in the whole film, and then it turns into angry women killing a bunch of mofos. Okay, it's really good. It's really good. I mean, it's
so depressing, you know, when I started watching The Sound of Freedom, and as amazing as the movie was, I just
all right. Do you want to? I'm gonna really upset everyone, right? So Avicii. Last night, somebody was posting in the side chat, Avicii, you need to watch this. And everyone was ignoring them, right? So what we're going to do is we're not going to play the song, but we're going to play Avicii, one of Avicii's last music videos that he made before he died. It was part of the 27 Club. And we're just going to play this in the background, and we can all just sort of see if you can see any hidden messages. But we'll play it as we're talking. So hang on a second. There it is. Shane, are you? Oh no, Shane's gone. Queenie. So, did anybody watch the interview with Burgess last night? And if you haven't, we can maybe go through some of that today, because that man.
I didn't see it.
What are you talking about? Who's Burgess?
So Burgess is somebody who's involved in the legal case for Diddy. He's now on his way to, do stuff for the legal case, but he's the guy who was on last night.
The one with the dark glasses, the one that was wearing
No, that's Big Homie. That's Big Homie.
Okay, see, listen, there's so many of these people. They're too much. They're like, they're
I just
like
want to say,
on the sea now.
I heard Perez was coming on.
You have who?
I heard Perez Hilton was coming on.
Well, listen, I don't know who told you that, but I can't say anything. That's nothing to do with me. I can't even remotely mention anything to do with that.
Okay,
I don't even know what you're talking about. No idea.
Okay.
Absolutely not. And I tell you what, see, when you find out about other things, it's going to blow your freaking mind. It probably won't, Letitia.
But, why aren't we talking about these mothers, these parents who serve up these children? This is what
Go for it.
Well, why aren't this? You know, we hear a lot about Justin Bieber, and then why aren't we hearing about his mother? Where was the mother? Because we have Diddy on record saying that she signed over the legal rights for that weekend for 48 hours. He owned.
Do you know what I think? I think we need to look more into the power of attorney or the legal guardianship within Hollywood that seems to be common practice, Paula. Because I can take you back to the 60s and 70s and 80s, link you to Spielberg, and this is common practice. And I think it's a legal loophole that allows you to govern over a child so that their parents are completely disconnected legally from them from a period of time. And I know that's unlawful.
That's a form of, and you know that, for example, Bieber's father, He has an Instagram account for his little sister who's like 6 years old, and he posts there with bikinis and stuff like that, incredibly inappropriate. I mean, that
Yeah.
account has been reported, and
Okay. So
Instagram is okay with leaving it up.
here's an interesting one. So, do you know how we categorize abuse images of children? It goes A, B, and C. Category C is the worst of the worst, and category A could be something as simple as this. So, let's say you're a parent, right? And your kids are in the bath, and you're making a video of your kids in the bath, right? To you, that's a video of your kids in the bath, right? And that's completely fine. But if I was to take that from you and then put that in a folder on my computer, that then becomes Cat A abuse material, because it is children in a non-sex scenario being sexualized by the viewer because of the context of the film. So, for example, there's a Mr. Beast case that's happening right now concerning a 13-year-old girl in a see-through top getting changed in her room. That right there is Cat A. Okay. And here we go, guys. Here we go. This is Avicii's video. We've got to the point here now. We've finally opened the back of the van.
Oh my God.
And what do we have? So
Yeah.
for a start, I want to just take you through this. In fact, let's end the video and then we'll go through the lecture.
Oh my, all these things been happening in front of us. People, they've been telling us, and we're absorbing it like it's art. They're telling us,
No.
oh, these things are art.
This is
Wait
what
for it.
Ali Carter said, that
for it.
their music is their diary.
Yeah, but Avicii's dead now because he
This is
refused to do this.
horrible.
Right, so let's go back.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait. No. Wait. Look at this guy here. Look at
Yeah.
this guy here, right? He is the man who's just bought these two kids. Let's go
Right.
back to the beginning.
And then they jumped in the water.
Wait. This is the same guy chasing these two kids on a goddamn Illuminati
Is
child
that the
hunt.
same guy?
That's right.
Wait for it. I'll take you back. I
Does
I
it?
wholeheartedly believe this is the same character.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
story's playing out backwards. Here he is, right? Bald
Okay.
head. Let's go back out to here. Maybe a different build. I don't know, but it reeks of
Him.
the whole Illuminati child hunt thing. Yes, let them run nude and hunt them. Correct.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
So this, you got to remember, this man died at 27, right? And if we just keep scrolling down, watching this in 2024, my jaw hit the floor. There's no there's no way it's not connected. RIP.
Wow.
And not only that, we have all these actors dying in a bathtub. Bethany Murphy, Chris.
Do you know, Paula, I'm sorry to keep interrupting you. We covered that as well. Now, it turns out that Beyonce, the Beyonce photo where she's in the gold and everyone's worshiping her, right? It turns out that's an African goddess who is a water goddess.
Yeah.
And you worship her through water. Now, for those of you who don't know about magic, water is an incredibly powerful element. It creates its own energy, and it transmits and it travels through the water, obviously, because water can flow. That was proper. Like and subscribe at this stage, please share. It's an incredibly powerful tool. And it was quite eye-opening. It was Lean that came on and hit us with that, Paula, and
Yes.
it was crazy. Were you there, Letitia? Did you see
Yes.
the two images? It was
Mhm.
quite damning. It was quite damning. So apparently, wonderful Paula, those were water-based offerings to these deities, allegedly. Okay. So I just wanted to ruin everyone's day with this Avicii video because I had to see it, and then I was like, that is pretty grim.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the high-powered politician, you know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
we've got all of this playing out, and then the two kids are just shoved in the back of a car.
I would love to see the persons that they've been wiping off the list. If you probably could go back and take a look and see exactly who they've been putting the X's on. That
I'll
would
tell you
be
that was
crazy.
yeah. Hang on a second. So, 27 Club. We'll go just for those of you who don't know, right? There is a conspirafact about celebrities who are born into the cabal. You're born into it because your family goes, hey, do you know what's a really good idea? You being in the cabal, right? So they offer you up as a child, and on your 13th birthday, you have to take part in a ritual. But as a child, you've been conditioned that this is all good, okay? So you witness horrific things, and then you're incredibly successful. But when it comes to the 27th or the 28th birthday, you got to cough up. You got to pay with a family member or a loved one that is then offered up and killed. And a lot of celebrities cannot deal with this when it comes to the second cycle of the 13th year. And that is why they're killed. And we have got a lot of them. And I tell you something else, Avicii, right? At least all of the singers, you can be like, okay, maybe they were just good singers. Avicii came out of nowhere, mate. He's just making some tunes on his laptop and stealing some vocals and that just took over the world.
Yeah, he was good though. He was very good.
Yes, but for no reason he came out of nowhere, Paula. That's the key factor here.
It was like any heart.
So I don't know who Robert Johnson is, right? Okay. I don't know who Brian Jones is. Brian Jones was the former leader of the Rolling Stones. I do know who Brian Jones is. Okay. 27 Club, Alan Wilson, 27, Jimi Hendrix, 27, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Pat Ham. No one on this list is just kind of okay at their job. Okay. Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, but how old were they all when they died?
27.
These are all 27-year-old people.
27.
Yeah.
This is the 27 Club then.
Yeah, keep in mind as well, all the people that have ended themselves with a shotgun that have shot themselves twice in the head. Totally. Makes sense. Amy Winehouse. And this is just touching this is just touching the surface of it all, because you've got to keep in mind as well, you'll have the Amy Winehouse of India, you'll have the Amy Winehouse of Russia, you'll have the Amy Winehouse of Canada, who are all part of the 27 Club as well, but we're just getting the big hot list of them. All right. When we often say to ourselves, why is there so much talentless celebrity? You're looking at it. Okay. All right. There's only so much butt filler that can make your life a success as a Kardashian. I'm just saying. There's only so much shit you can put in so much stuff you can put in yourself to make yourself Instagram shenanigans that's going to get you fame. And when we start applying rituals and magic and witchcraft and the dark side of all of this, it all makes sense. And it doesn't make sense to me any other way. And I'm sorry, I'm very open about opinions and flexible on things, but you ain't going to shift me on this one. You ain't going to shift me on this one. Look at the state of Winehouse for her whole adult life. She was the definition of using to forget. And who was her manager? Daddy.
These people sell them up all the time.
Wow.
Chester Bennington, let me check on him, because I'm pretty sure that is another big conspiracy. Because I'm sure he was about to say something about PDF.
Oh, why aren't these parents being
held accountable?
Yeah. Because it's time to put people away. And this is one of the things I wanted to ask one of your guests yesterday when they were talking about Diddy, whether he would be released because, and people keep going on about him. Oh, well, if he has somebody higher or more important to sell. But at the same time, I do believe he has somebody more important to sell. And the more I think about it, the more I think it is. And I'm not going to get into politics here, but isn't it really interesting that one of Diddy's mansions was raided in Florida, and they took some stuff out of away. And now all these celebrities who are literally Diddy's party list are endorsing a particular candidate.
Okay, exactly, Paula. You're onto something, Paula.
Why is that a correlation?
What do you mean? Because
what do you mean?
FBI has the files, has the videos of these high-profile people, and then
the correlation
well, it is a fact that the following is a fact, Leticia. This is not disputed.
They are like Chris Brown.
Diddy has endorsed. Diddy is very good friends with Obama, with Kamala, with the Clintons. He has endorsed each and every one.
No, that's
Should they rather?
No, yellow card panel. Yeah. card. I'm going to eject you all. I'm going to eject you all. I'll do it. Don't make me. I will swear to God, I will be all in timeout. If anyone
Ron, don't
no,
politics. This is the thing that drives
no,
me insane.
no,
I
I'm
am
not
not.
doing it.
Why are people turning this political? And they're way
Yeah,
too.
no, Paula,
But
I
it
fully
is.
agree.
You
I
just
fully agree
mentioned
with
it.
it. Paula, I
No, but
fully agree with
that's
you.
one of the ways to shut this type of conversation down.
Yeah, well,
Because
what
we're
we
not
can do
talking
is
about
anyone who wants to talk politics, start up a podcast and call it 4 Women Arguing Over Politics, and then people can tune in. Because for me, we've just listened. Paula, look at what we just found here. All right. Also, Letitia can't handle this.
I can't.
Paula, Letitia
I'm gonna
can't
push
handle it.
back.
She's too tiny. Okay, you just shout. She can't handle it, man. She's not made for people telling her she's wrong, even though she is sometimes, and it's okay. But we just need to talk to her backstage. Yeah, she's not there yet.
Well, the whole point that I was trying to make, if you allow me to finish, is
I know.
why P. Diddy is being protected. Why are people saying that he doesn't have anybody hired to serve or to hand over or to snitch on?
Because they're stupid.
Because he's been silenced, and no matter who he snitches, they're
Who's
not
saying
going to
that?
accept him snitching on it.
Yeah, if you're saying that, you're dumbass. All right, because Paula is 100% right. Paula, we looked at Michelle Lamy, one of these celebrity idols that we don't know the name
I'm
of.
a
That's
dumbass?
no, not you. No, you're not a dumbass. People that think that it ends with Diddy, who think that Diddy is the last where the buck stops, who doesn't think there's a bigger picture. It's cray-cray. Okay, and Letitia,
I do believe that.
The reason that I say body doubles for Obama and all of this is it because it creates a narrative where it fits into Letitia's narrative. It's the same with John Wedger and Julia and the McCanns. I found a way to make Julia's story fit into John's, because I think it's important that we all have an opinion that my ADHD creates a resolution for. It creates comfort for people.
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? So Letitia, oh, I don't believe that happened. Okay, well, what about if it was body doubles? Oh, I can believe that. So that's how it fits into that narrative, so that we don't all fall out. Because I tell you what, you want to try being on a panel with 3 independent, hard-hitting women, okay? Just as a normal dude, sometimes I just take out the crayons and just start coloring in, and 20 minutes goes by.
No, but the thing is, so I've heard a lot of your guests say that the reason why he's not going to be able to cut a deal is because he doesn't have anybody to snitch on that. And Def has said it quite a few times. Well, he doesn't have anybody who gets bigger than Diddy. So this is why I'm starting to question that narrative, because we know that he has names that are bigger than Diddy. We know that.
Anyone who's saying that narrative is about 2.5 years behind in educating themselves to even handle this podcast.
Actually, I'm sorry, I beg to disagree. You've had guests recently saying, because you asked who do you think he'll walk free? What if I've asked that question and it's been answered. That question was answered, and I was told, one of your guests said that, who is going to serve up, because there's nobody bigger than Diddy. Immediately quite a few names hopped in my head.
Yeah, again though, I'm just telling you my opinion. I'm not interested in the opinions of anyone else. For me, it's my opinion that I'm giving forward. So for me, there's a bigger picture. It's massive. And I think I know the guest you're talking about. But listen, can we just read this? Because we often talk about Chester Bennington or Benningfield or whatever the hell the guy's name is from Lincoln Park. I was a huge fan, and he just kind of dropped off after unaliving himself. So I kept my mouth shut for this for a while due to fear of backlash, and F that. I'm letting it all out. Chris and Chester were murdered. I'm not buying this suicide S for 1 minute. Anyone who knows about Chris and Chester knows they were best friends. Chester was even Chris's son's godfather. The two of them worked together in the Chris and Vicky Cornell Foundation, who helped prevent exploitation of children. Chris also worked with the Clinton administration on a CPP services out of Haiti. Put a 1 in the side chat if you know what I'm saying about Haiti and the Clintons. Was later found out to be a human shimsham ring. Several journalists who tried to break that story died suddenly. Rumor has it that these men had acquired a list of people of the mainstream media, the government, acting world who were involved in this shenanigans and this horrible stuff. Chris apparently was about to blow the lid on this. Coincidentally, shortly after he was found dead, fast forward to yesterday, in almost the exact same fashion, his best friend Chester Bennington is found dead. The exact same way as Chris was. Something was not adding up here. People, if Chris did this to himself, then why does his autopsy report show that head trauma and 9 cracked ribs. Anyone who knows anything about singing knows that 9 cracked ribs would be impossible to perform. Correct. Anyone had a cracked rib and then sneezes will not have a good time. Thus making it impossible to perform the night of his death. There is the signs that there are the signs of a man fighting for his life. The Illuminati is real. People, don't let them fool you. So just for anybody who has heard me go on about Chester and what he was about to uncover, there you go. There's what I was referring to. And it kind of makes sense, you know? And it's really sad because a lot of the time, and this is going to sound really stupid, right? But a lot of the time, I don't have a lot of attachment to the people in the story other than empathy, right? So, for example, never been a big Diddy fan, never been a big J-Lo fan. All the people involved in this, I don't have a Kanye West, I don't have a connection with. But Chester was somebody who I was a massive fan of and listened to, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense with Kurt Cobain. None of it makes any sense, and the only way I can figure all of this out to myself is through the Cabal. It's through the dark magic. It's through the suffering of others. It's the glory that if you are born with the incapability to love and you see someone who is capable of love and you get them into a 13-year cycle, how delicious would that be to your mad mind, watching somebody completely deal with their own demons that you've created for them. This level of layered control, layered deliciousness for these monsters is something we all need to understand, because that's when we start seeing a bigger picture and data starts painting a more accurate picture. And when it comes to keeping them alive, I'm telling you right now, for these people to have a high profile abuse victim that they abuse over and over and again, that they mess up the memory of, they mess up the credibility of, is a far more delicious game to play than just Old Yeller in them. And you really need to sort of take a minute and put yourself in the mindset of sheer void of love, void of compassion, limitless and untouchable mindset. There's nothing that can touch you, and you can do what you want. And when you start going down that rabbit hole and you actually think what people would do, and watching movies about these people is great because it gives you little bits in your head that you can paste together. But what the hell? Where's the fun in doing something horrible and then killing someone who's basically famous when you can keep them alive as a trophy? When you can be like, oh, look at the video of what I did to Ali last night, and now she's outside, making lattes. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing for them. Because, like, otherwise, where's the thrill? Where's do you see what I mean? For me, there has to be an edge, and this is the edge that I'm going down, is trying to understand the mindset. And people will say to me, why are you trying to do that? It makes it easier to identify the next one. Okay. It makes it easier that when we've got a whole list of women saying, oh, Jimmy Jones from, Hollywood is doing this, and look at all these women and look at all these guys that are coming forward. Maybe we'll actually listen, right? Maybe we'll actually have a better understanding of how the dangers of all of this. Okay. And the more of you that deny the presence of an energy source, a spirit, a demon, a cabal, the more you are kept in a world where these individuals have power and control over you. If 1% owns 99% of the world and there's a secret that they have, they don't want you knowing. They don't want you knowing. Like, don't be stupid. We're a slave race to the 1%. We are the taxation race. We are the experimental spawn. Do not ever think you are anything more than that to the government, to the system. Once you get your head round this, you will start to see the bigger, darker, evil plan that spans thousands of years. Thousands of years.
You know what I think is the biggest thing they've managed to do is to gaslight people into thinking that we are powerless. I've gone looking for this cartoon, which was fantastic, guys. And if any of you can have it, please mail it or send it to me. It was a cartoon I saw, and it was a bunch of people, and they have this huge platform on, and on top of it, there's like 4 or 5 chairs of people sitting, smoking cigars and laughing, and then you see that one by one the people start leaving us, upholding that platform, and the whole thing starts to crumble until it falls down. So the metaphor and the thing that it said there, we have power because we're more we're there's more of us,
Yeah.
but they led us into thinking that we have to support these people. And I know this is the thing that Russia, and the problem with the message with this thing with Russia suing Google, the message in itself gets lost because of who is doing the lawsuit, who's
Yep.
suing. That people say, oh, that's very rich of Russia to sue Google. But this goes to show you that even a country, a superpower like Russia, is powerless when it comes to Google. Even this platform, YouTube, is owned by Google.
Correct.
We are heavily censored in
Correct.
everything, at least I am, in everything I upload. You know this, Ron. So this is, to me, a very powerful message that it doesn't matter who's doing the suing, but that should be the amount that should make you think that if it's 100,000 people, what's $100,000 per lawsuit, and you're into that amount, which should
It's because it doubled every week. They doubled it every week.
yeah, but you know what I mean. But still, it's
I
a
do
huge
know what you
number.
mean.
It's
do
still
know-
a huge number of
yeah.
people being censored.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but at the same time, if you don't want American companies, you can't have Google. It was their choice. They're the dumbasses. Think about it, Russia.
Why?
McFly. If you don't want,
Mike Fly my ass. Tell me why.
because Russia ended relationships with any American company, Coca-Cola, McDonald's. They've all been rejected, thrown out, no longer allowed to be part of Russia, cannot buy it, cannot see it, cannot sell it. But they're all like, but do we want the Google? No, Russia, naughty. Sit down and make up your own stuff. You didn't
Wait
want
a minute, Ron. No, wait a minute. Google is not. I know that Google originates mostly by Bill Gates and stuff like that, but Google, it's kind of like a huge worldwide platform that has come to the point that it is impossible for you. You have little duck. I use duck, right?
Yeah,
and even duck. Still, there's a lot of stuff you don't get because Google has monopoly over it. So it's quite a thing that I think.
Sometimes
That
I get bored.
there should be a different platform that really, and I hope Elon Musk builds one.
But it can't happen because do you know why? Because they'll do to that platform what they did to everyone who tried to out Diddy. They'll discredit it. They'll bombard the servers. There'll be server attacks. They'll load it up with illegal material and say, "Look what's going on here." It's the same game. And you know what? By design, we have been allowed to breed ourselves out of resolution as a race. Okay, they have allowed us to grow to such an exponential volume that if we had a town freaking meeting and 8.5 billion people got together and we said, "What color do you want to change the lines on the road to?" we couldn't agree. We have gotten too large to agree on anything, to unite over anything because of the systems that are in place and the way that people act online and then they go and live in their real life. Okay, you've got this two-tone dynamic.
You have a subscriber or a commentator that's actually quite good.
Okay.
Russia kicked out BlackRock. That's it. Because the problem is that
BlackRock
without business.
Yeah, Russia kicked out BlackRock because they're part of America. Okay, if I was an average Russian, and
the owner of everything in America.
I get that, right? But if I'm waking up in Russia and I'm like, "Oh, it's McMuffin time," and then I get to McMuffin time and there's no McMuffin because they've kicked out the evil American overlord. As a Russian citizen, I'm like, where's my McMuffin? Okay, because I'm telling you now, the reason that Russia has suing Google is because Google is not allowed. Google has shut down all their services. It's a non-lawsuit. Okay, Google has the right to trade wherever they want, and Google was told that no American companies can trade in America, can profit in Russia. So that's why all their services are free with no adverts. And they've started taking away the services and taking away it from the Russians, and the Russians have had a little hissy fit.
Yeah, I think that there should be other platforms. You know what? I think each country should have their own platforms, and if they want to use Google, Google should be an option.
I tell you what, Russia, you're meant to be tech savvy. Just get a VPN, mate. Just get a VPN, change your VPN location, get a YouTube account. Done. But think about it.
But how can that be? Because there's some Russian YouTube accounts from
There's
Russia.
12-year-old Russian hackers. They're 12, okay? They are definitely VPNing it and watching some freaking Mr. Beast videos, okay? Russia, think about it.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh my God.
Oh, we've
They've
woken up.
they've
We've awakened
gaslighted the world so much for everyone to hate one country.
I don't
Every
hate
other
anyone.
country in the world is hating on Russia. Listen, man, just
I'm
leave
hating on
Russia
Russia.
alone.
I'm not
Russia
hating
is
Russia. I'm spelling
leave
it out.
no. Russia, get rid of all these evil, vile, nasty people from their country that is selling fake food, food that has no nutritional value to your body,
Yeah,
killing you off,
yeah,
making
yeah,
you ill. They
yeah.
don't want them. And
Nah,
people, this is just me. I
yeah.
don't want anyone to say, oh, Queenie is telling me what to do. No, this is me. I
Queenie,
love Russia.
listen, I'm not being
I
funny.
love Russia because I've grown up to realize once these people are telling you to hate someone, there is a valid reason
Okay,
you're
listen.
not
If you, no, no,
supposed
no,
to
no, no.
hate
Listen,
them.
I'm sorry. You're not going to put words in my mouth. At no point did I
No,
say
no,
I
no, no, no,
hate
no, no, no,
Russia.
no, no, no,
No,
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
you
I'm
did say that.
saying
At
to
no
the
point,
side chat.
no,
I'm not
ram the
saying
side
you.
chat. Ram the side
No,
chat.
no, no.
Ram the side chat.
Ron, listen,
You-
listen,
Carry
listen,
on.
listen.
Carry on. But I did not
I'm
say I hated Russia.
speaking about what I'm saying here, and I know a lot of people is gonna say, "Oh,
Yeah.
like people hate the mustache man, and a lot of people hate these people." There's a reason why they're doing this. There's a reason. These
Yeah, because he
people
murdered
want
a lot
you
of
to
people. Yeah,
hate on certain
Stalin,
people.
bad. The man with the
It's
mustache, bad. All this, bad. And I've told you before, man, you're not going to change my mind. Like, I get
No,
it. I get it.
no. This is see. This is what I'm saying. I'm not here to change no one's mind, but I'm telling you, look into history and see all the people. Look, all the conspiracy theories that they said was wrong, and this, that, and now to find out that everything that we were saying is correct. Hence why they want to get rid of history. They're trying to tear down stuff to wipe away every other thing that was before, so the younger generation don't know what's happening. So for me, I'm using my critical thinking, my brain to say, why so many people just want when you no.
I agree
I'm
with
not
you, Queenie. They want to
subscribing.
rewrite history.
So
Well,
They
maybe
want
for
to
what?
rewrite
let me
history.
respond. Let me respond. Okay. And you've had your say, Queenie, and I've listened to you. All right. So once I have my say, we just leave it there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So nah, right. I am the opposite, right? I think I'm not giving a rat's ass about history. I'm concerned about the future and the kids. And I'm not saying you're not. I'm not using one of those the kids, right? I'm not using one of those examples to try and derail what you've said, right? But I'm very sorry. If Russia want to kick out American companies and then moan about it, then that's ridiculous. Okay. If you think that history has been misrepresented when it comes to the mustache man and various other individuals throughout history, that's your prerogative. But don't ever bring it up with me, because we're just going to argue. And I love you and I respect you. And why don't you? I'll tell you what. Why don't everyone have 30 seconds to pick on Letitia about our political views? Right, go. 30 seconds, go. No, I'm kidding. But I'm just saying, Letitia, like, we're never going to see Queenie, we're never going to see eye to eye. But I love you lots. Okay.
When you
One
say
one
the
of the things that
mustache man, are you referring to
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
P guy?
No.
I think that maybe if I may say something, I think that what Queenie's saying, that history that is forgotten is liable to be repeated. Because I wonder if
Looks
this is
like
why
it.
they're erasing history or trying to rewrite history, because then we don't think about it and then we
Yeah.
keep making those mistakes. I think that history is very important
I
in
get it.
order for us to look at it and say, wait a minute, why
I
did
get
that
it. I
happen?
get it. But when that's the rebuttal to Russia suing Google for a stupid amount of money, and the reason for that is Russia's own fault, and then
No,
I'm
I
getting
get
told
it. I
to
get it.
rewrite
I get it.
history,
I
it's
get it.
just
I
like,
get it.
nah, it's you've overshot.
I get it. I
You've
get it.
overshot.
But it could be also a ploy for Russia to show off how much censorship Google is doing, because we're talking about
It's
censorship.
not censorship when
I
Russia.
understand, Ron. I get it. I get it.
Okay,
Okay. But what I'm saying is there are many ways to look at a same scenario.
I
You
agree.
know? Yeah.
I agree with you all. It's just you got to remember, half the time I say something and then I forget it, and then you're talking about something that I've just already forgotten that I've said, and now it's like, what is happening here? All right, but Queenie, you know how much I love you and respect you, but we're not.
I have
We're
to
gonna,
get going. I have to go to the hospital. I have to go to the hospital, guys, but I'll see you guys tomorrow,
good
okay?
luck. Good luck.
Willie.
Peace. 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 Okay, so listen, just to be clear, all right, I respect everyone's views, but on this one, Russia are off their nut, and that's all I'm saying. Google's definitely controlling the world. There's definitely censorship. None of those were my goddamn points. Okay, it was a funny little thing that Russia's doing that's never going to happen. That
Well, I
everyone's
don't
gonna
like the way
accept.
Russia is trying to take over Ukraine. I think that is
Oh
very
yeah, brilliant. Yeah, let's start debating Russia and Ukraine. Do you want listen? Do you realize how little it takes to trigger Queenie now? Do you realize that she's got a 45-minute
well,
PowerPoint
it's
presentation?
just it's bad. Like, why are
I
you
know.
trying to take over my territory? This belongs to me, not you.
Oh,
So
to
these
me,
people get into power and they start thinking, oh, I'm
Yeah.
going to control this, I'm going to control that.
yeah.
It doesn't belong to you. So why are you trying to take something that doesn't belong to you?
Do you know, I wish, has anybody got 10 million pounds they could send to me so that we can make a TV show where Letitia travels around the world with her mindset and tries to fix the world problems? Because I just want to see her rock up in the Ukraine and be like, guys, listen, I've got a solution. Okay. I want to see it happen. So listen, let's just turn the page again, because we do get a bit fired up here. It's Queenie's fault. It's Queenie. She's been on Reddit. Okay. It's like
I saw this.
6 months ago, Queenie was super chill and didn't believe any of this. And now, I'm not saying, right, like she's on government lists and no-fly lists and that because of extremism, but I'm just saying she's edging close. I'm just kidding, Queenie. But you are.
Can I just say something to one person that
Yes.
I've noticed? Corinne, I sure did say that, and that's my right to love whomever I want to love or like, and anyone on the panel can like and love whomever, and that's it.
Yeah, as long as it's consensual and adults.
I'm not talking about kid here. She didn't
Okay.
mention anything about a child or anything.
Well, then give us
Well, I
context.
don't know if it's a him or a she anyway.
Give us context.
But,
What did they say?
yeah.
What did they say? What was their what's the context to your rebuttal?
I think she said, "Oh, remember a couple of months ago, Queenie said, Putin is her guy." I sure did. What do you want me to say? I didn't say that. Of course, I said it.
There's worse things,
Please.
right? There's worse mad things that Queenie said, right, than Putin's her guy, right? Like, I'm just being honest with you. So yeah, it's all good. Queenie knows what she's doing. All right. If, like I say, I could sit you down. I could put a live stream on, right, where we give Queenie an hour and a half to come and talk about all the things that I tell her to be quiet about on the Daily Show, and let her speak, because I would love to hear it, because a lot of the time it's too much for the Daily Show for me. But I would love to hear it all. So if you want to do that one night, Queenie, we will 100% do that, because I don't want you to feel like it doesn't matter to me and the side
You
chat.
love Putin? You like Putin? Is
Oh
that
God!
what
See
you
what
said?
you've done now. See what you've done. See what Letitia's now triggered again. Right, we're
Of
pulling this
course,
right.
I do.
That's interesting,
Why is that?
because he's not a very nice man.
You've been conditioned to think that way, and I think
No,
you need to
he's
go and
not.
read a lot of books. Anyway, well, let's move
Yeah.
on.
Let's move on.
Oh, you're so lucky, because I was loading up the dog memes. Okay, like we in the side chat, we're just going to sit and watch dog memes while you guys discuss that there.
Oh,
But,
no.
Our own, what is that? God, the military, our own
Letitia,
people said that
let's
Putin was
not
interfering
to
with our
speak about this,
election.
because
So how was he a good guy?
there is
God.
things that you're gonna say that, because you're not fully educated about. I'm not disrespecting you, so
Because
please
I'm not
don't think
fully
that way.
educated.
No,
You're
it's not.
not educated on
Don't,
that subject.
don't
No,
take it.
listen, please don't.
Don't take that
I'm trying to
derogatory.
No, I
explain
didn't.
what I'm
But I am
saying to
educated
you.
enough to know that the man is
Oh
not a
my
good
God, see,
man.
you're misunderstanding what I'm totally okay, Letitia, listen. Yeah. There is things that I've heard you said that you don't know. And because I
I see what you're saying.
know about
That you may
them and
disagree
you
with my
don't
opinion.
know, that's the reason why I don't want to have this discussion because that's it. That's okay.
Yeah.
And
We're not going to agree on Putin.
All right,
to
do you know
say,
what? Do you know what? Do you know what? You're both going in timeout. I've had enough of this crap. All right, we're both going in timeout. You can sit down there for 5 minutes while we watch this. There we go, side chat. I've taken control. The two naughty girls are in the green room, and you've got 5 minutes in there, and that's that.
35 years tired of his BS.
I should probably explain what we're doing. So I thought we would just watch through this now because nobody's behaving. Okay, it's naughty children on the panel again. Okay, I'm going to bring you back in, and you're going to
hello,
behave.
why is he
Oh
doing
no!
that?
Oh no! Queenie hadn't stopped ranting. Queenie was still ranting. Right, Queenie, we're going to watch this video now, and we're all going to be friends, and that's the end of it. Okay. Yes. Okay. It says yes, Ron. Oh, awesome. Also, so this is a live stream from last night, and there's some stuff in here that's pretty mental. And this guy, there's a very good chance no one will ever be speaking to this guy on the internet again. Also, Queenie, are you okay? I didn't mean to put you in timeout. I feel bad now, but you can take it, right?
Oh,
You okay?
no, I'm fine. Oh,
Okay.
come on now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Come on now, Ron. Stop that. It's all good.
I'm
It's all
sensitive, okay? I'm not. The lady didn't bring my latte, and then the man stole my food. Okay, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, Queenie. Okay, and then you come on the panel and you
Oh, I
start.
got your article too that you sent me.
You start saying all these controversial things, and then it gets me upset. All right, okay. So I am the co-host. I'm the co-host. This is a daily show. If you're watching this in the evening, or you're watching this wherever you are in the world, and you're looking for hardcore podcasting, the daily show is a little bit more like Loose Women, the TV show in the UK, with a guy, just with a guy here. So I'm just letting you all know. All right, this is the place where, like, when you see me on the panel tonight, it won't be like this. Okay, it's a very different. The night job and the day job are two different things, and this show is very much geared towards us absorbing horrible information in a way that we can sort of go away from it and give it, like, be able to tell other people about it in a way that isn't too over traumatic to reiterate.
Oh, I was trying to say our intelligence.
I swear to God, that's
it.
So we're going to watch this now, all right?
The whole clique of bad boys, not the artists, the staff, and whoever around him as whoever keeping his gate. So I'm gonna say his name. Dave Lightly wanted to. Can I curse on him?
We usually say effing. We say effing this, effing that.
No.
Also, just to be clear, this is Sean Atwood. The guy with no hair is Sean Atwood. He's the guy who owns the channel. I'm Ron with the hair, who's the co-host. Okay, because a lot of you get this confused.
I'm losing my religion over this right now. Let me. He wanted to go to bed with him. You understand? You understand? And I know how the conversation went. He started looking at him not as a rapper, as a pretty boy. So I said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I said, I'm leaving the store. He said, no, I need to talk to you, man. So I'm sitting in the car. I said, why every time I go somewhere, this man is a thorn in my...
I'm sorry. Can anyone understand what's being said right now?
Not really. His
okay,
voice.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this, and then tomorrow we'll go through this, and I'll enhance all of the sound and make it clear, because
he wasn't clear when I was listening to him.
Simple.
All right. Okay. So if anyone who's watched this back is having issues listening to it, what I'll do is I'll download this, and then I'll make an enhanced version sound. An enhanced sound version, and I'll upload it to the Dash for people, and then we'll rewatch it, because there's a lot of information in here that was mad. Okay. Also, big shout out Tommy Scoville. He was going full Indiana Jones roleplay last night, and I was there for it. But I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll download it and I'll get another version where we enhance everything. But just for the only reason, I'd quite like to play through the whole hour. And if we were to try to do that now, I think we're going to have, I keep saying this to you, right? Okay. They're not guests. They're the panel. They're part of the show. We bust each other's chops. We talk over each other. Okay. But I'm very, very sorry that you seem to have an issue with a male being in charge of a show and having to then rally and pull in his panel, whether they're female, whether they're male. If you've got a problem with that, I'm very, very sorry. You understand that I'm working on a channel with 900,000 subscribers, and we have a certain level that we want to maintain. You know, feel free to start up your own podcast and run it however you want. Okay, I'm just saying, I am the sheriff. Deal with it. Okay. Fabulous. But I just want to say
the federal government was bringing more charges against Diddy.
Okay, thank you for saving us and actually saying something that's relevant to the live stream. Let's look that up. So
they're bringing more charges.
Okay. I don't like it when you're this quiet, Queenie. I know you're on.
No. I'm reading.
Whenever Queenie goes quiet, she's logged in her alt account and starts giving me abuse in the side chat for anonymous YouTube accounts. Okay, I'm on.
No, I don't have that.
No,
obviously you don't. Obviously you don't. I'm busting chops today. Everyone's sensitive today. I'm telling you, it's sensitive.
He hasn't had his latte, Queenie.
Oh, it's me now with this problem. Okay.
Sorry.
I said he hasn't had his latte.
I haven't. That's true.
Do you have latte then, Ron?
No, listen. You weren't here at the beginning because you were late for work. Okay, so you don't get to know the cool story about me and my latte. You can go back and watch it. Okay.
All right, I will.
He was late for work, Queenie. That is funny.
That is very funny.
Queenie's too badass and popular online now to turn up on time. Do you know what I mean? She's not gonna start at the start. She wants to make an entrance. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm only busting your chops, Queenie. Okay, so listen. Clearly, I've derailed everything. Grand jury in Sean Diddy Combs case to hear new evidence source, and this was yesterday. Oh, great! And you don't have to worry about me reading it because a man is going to tell us all about it.
Sexual assault in one case against a 10-year-old boy. Senior investigator Aaron Katrisky here with the details. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, George. Sean Combs is already fighting multiple sex assault allegations, each one more disturbing than the next. His latest accuser says he was 10 years old at the time. This morning, a California man alleges he was 10 years old when Sean Combs sexually assaulted him during a 2005 visit to New York. He was trying to break into the music industry, and a civil lawsuit says his parents left him with a consultant who brought him to meet Combs. The lawsuit says Combs complimented plaintiff on his rapping and told plaintiff that he could make him.
Pause it.
Then the lawsuit.
Of course.
That's what Paula was talking about earlier, how these parents are giving their kids over to Diddy to help them. But aren't they, you're not thinking that he's going to do something stupid. You know, you're not thinking
with the kids. So what you're saying there is you're not, as a parent, you're not thinking he's going to do something stupid with your kids, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
You're like,
here's the thing, right? I just want to just take you down a wee journey here, Letitia, right? So I agree with you in the sense of this, right? So I remember being at school camp, at scout camp, all these things growing up where other adults had responsibility for me. Right. But there was never a legal document that said they're my guardian. All right. So this whole concept of this guardianship seems to only be in place within music or film industries, right? So I genuinely think that the parents all knew to some level what was going to happen and what the price of fame was. Okay.
Really?
Letitia, I have spoken to mothers over encrypted networks on the dark web who are very excited to tell me all about their new PDF file husband that they're going to make PDF file babies with to share around other PDF files. And they're really excited.
Well, let's say in this situation that the mother didn't know, and she was trying to.
I agree. Let's
give him over to Diddy, thinking he's this millionaire. He's supposed to be a role
Yeah.
model. He's supposed to be
Okay, let me rebuttal. Okay, so in this scenario, because a percentage worked on off data is going to be what you say, Letitia. So for what I'm going to explain now is from the angle of a parent who didn't know. So you've handed over your child, Letitia. You've signed a agreement that says they are now in charge of your child. So they now sign an NDA. They now sign an NDA for your child, and an NDA that would probably you would have to sign an NDA too. So your kid gets sent away. They come back traumatized and abused. But listen, you've got no legal rebuttal because you handed over guardianship during this period, and there's NDAs that probably scare people to sign.
Right.
Oh, I'm telling you, this whole guardianship thing is the biggest thing we want to dive into, because I'm telling you now, if you look into certain Hollywood directors and certain movies where certain Batmans were children when they acted in them, there is stories about little boys going missing, little boys coming back, and because of legal silencing.
So that should be almost a clue that I'm signing some NDA saying that you have control of my child.
But it's normal though. This is the thing. If it was just a one-time thing, Letitia, I would be criticizing the parents, but this seems to be standardized. Okay, right. Because the same thing happened to Usher, if you're everyone else in the world apart from Sean Atwood. Like, do you see what I mean? So I think this is a clever ploy, because if you're my kid, Letitia, right, and I've signed you over to Queenie, surely that would mean Queenie can now do all the parental things at my will for you. So could you imagine?
You trust Queenie, you trust her, and you believe that she is going to do everything correct for me and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So you don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Well, you do. If let's say your child comes home and is like, "Mom, this happened," okay, and then you go to a lawyer, and they say, "What did they make you sign?" And you hand over a bunch of stuff, and that lawyer goes, "Well, you handed over this. How can we prove this? It's this kid against them." It's different if it's a scout club that you can then drive to the scout leader's house as a dad and absolutely you can't do any of that because it's Diddy, right? So there's that level of fear. There's that level of, when you hear about America, they bankrupt you through the legal system by just, if you try to sue Diddy and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to sue Diddy. I've just raised my $11,000 for my lawyer." Do you know how long that would last? About a fart. Okay. A fart worth is about 11 grand, right? So for years, they'll just push you under and drown you in it all. It seems like everything has been set up in a way to offset the scale so that evil always has the legal administrative side. And it's in my humble opinion. Okay.
Okay, that was good, Ron. Thank you.
Oh, look, you say nice things too. I take it back now, your criticism. You're an equal opportunist, and I'm for that. You give the good stuff, you give the bad stuff. That's the kind of side chat we like. I love that. Big shout out to Real Tea, Sweet Tea 70.
Shout out to you.
What? The Real Sweet Tea.
The Real 72. Sweet Tea 72.
Okay, so first of all, what is the reason that tea is spelled? Is it T-shirts and not tea you drink? It's T-shirts and not teas you drink, right? Well, let's go and have a look here. Can someone put their channel in Discord so that we can bust some chops if we need to? And I'm just saying, if you've got a business, that's great, because we'll give it a shout out. But thank you for the balance.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, please, thank you. Save the show, Letitia. Thank you.
Sorry?
What do you think about the moms giving over their kids with NDAs and just trusting? I trust you to do what you said you were going to do for my kid.
Yeah.
Okay. There's several ways we can look at this. Some of these people that they go and find who's got really talented children, I don't really understand. Most of the parents, they're druggy, so they probably need their little fix. Or some people are literally just naive and just think that, oh, these are adults and they're good people. And then when their kids come back home, it's a totally different story. And there's nothing they can do to help them, because as Ron just said, you go to a solicitor, well, we call them solicitor here, but a lawyer, there's nothing they can do because you've signed away your rights and everything. So
So it's
you've
back
got a
on the
trauma.
parents.
Let me rebuttal that.
You've
You go to
got
a
a
lawyer that you
traumatic.
can afford, right? And none of these lawyers in America, because Queenie, would you not agree that in this, if I had $25 million and you did that to my son, I've got a better chance at getting past that legal admin than like, Jimmy's mum who's on, $25,000 a year and has no money. It's one of those things as well. Do you think that the legal system of pay for your level of law, you deserve the level of legal
They're
treatment you
supposed
can
to.
afford? Do you think that's the
Yeah,
thing?
but at the end of the day, I still think the parents are at fault to some degree
Well, no.
because I would never leave my kid.
Yeah,
My,
but that's the
my
but Queenie, that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of the guardianship. So now, even if you are right, if you go on a campaign of let's bring all the mothers to justice, we can't because they are not responsible for their child. Then how freaking crazy is this? Because you're right. If we were to try and bring the mothers to this and they'd signed over guardianship, they are completely protected. Is that part of the sales pitch? Is that
yeah,
that's
the thing is that's where
It's
they got
scary.
the parent sucked in. For me, my 20-year-old, when he was about 11 or 10, we were walking down the road and some guy came up to us and says, "Oh, your son, oh, he could come in for a modeling thingy we're having in London, blah, 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 blah." To be very honest, I looked it up. It was a reputable stuff. Anyway, we went and they did some shots. We went out to Piccadilly Circus and they were doing lots of stuff. And then the guy was like, "Oh, you guys, we're having like a workshop where the kids are." I'm like,
To pay for it and all
I'm
this
like,
money
hey,
You
no,
gotta
no,
pay
no,
for
no,
it.
no,
Letitia, once again.
no,
Oh,
no.
no, I know what she's saying. She's saying that, they're going to go off into this camp. And
Yeah, and I'm like, hell no. He's not going nowhere where I can't have eyes on him.
Can I just say,
nope.
Can I just say, Queenie, I'm going to give
Yep.
you 10 out of 10 for that because I love the fact that you let your kids do that because you were there 100% of the time. I genuinely thought you were just going to elbow the guy in the face. And I love the fact that when it got to a point where you were like, well, no. I think that's great.
See, and it's scary to me because I'm afraid that I would be one of those moms, and I'm not on drugs
You are.
and other stuff, but
You
I
are.
would be one of those moms like, okay, here's P. Diddy. He's going to make allow my daughter to be a singer, and so he needs to whatever he said he was going to do. Why wouldn't I trust him?
Why wouldn't you trust? Again, it's so interesting because let's just you and me. Let's use Letitia, right, as our brain map here for this analysis. Okay, so one of our friends, Letitia, has just said, "Why would?" And again, we're not talking about. Oh, she's on a podcast covering the Diddy case. We're talking about a period of time where this is, if she wanted to look for things, maybe she'd find them, whatever. So I'm with you, Queenie, right? And for me, it's difficult to accept that I could hand over my child to anyone just based off of if I could trust them, right? And I think it's quite interesting when you hear Letitia say some of the things she says, because none of the rest of us think like that, and we have to remember people who are. Well, I'm about to explain.
Do you think like that?
No, I'm about to explain it. So there's so many people that we run into that don't think like Letitia in the side chat in our communities, because people look, here we go. That's all you get. Educate yourself. That is helping no one. Telling someone to go educate themselves who hasn't
means nothing to me.
Exactly, right? So what I'm here to say to you is You have to now see the world, Letitia, through
That's
the,
what's making it. That's what now it's different for me, knowing that all this went down. It scares me in a situation. It doesn't scare me anymore because I feel like I would push back now, but before I would be like the model agency.
Well,
Okay.
I think you fall victim to the mindset of an authority figure has more to lose. So you trust a doctor to diagnose you because his career is over if he messes it up. You trust Biggie with your kid because you think, well, if anything horrible happens, of course it's going to be detriment to him because you're oblivious to the actual cabal.
Right, because I don't know his background. I don't know I don't know that he's doing these freak offs and being a child pedophile.
So I was just trying to answer Chris's question about why you would trust him. There's an actual medical term. It's like the adjacent state or something like this, where when we see well, this is the thing. Well, you're talking to a group. You're talking to like 1,500 people who know why, right? And now
they know why.
Yeah. Well, no, a lot of us have known for a long time.
So you're saying this 10-year-old that just got another case against Diddy, his parents automatically knew that, oh, we shouldn't do this.
No, no, and I've covered that as well. When you said if it was you, I took it from the point of view, okay, so if this had happened to someone I know, who I know isn't a PDF file, and I know isn't an evil person, that's where we started addressing it from. And I think it's interesting for the side chat to interact with someone who we have long forgotten about. People that think like you, Letitia, and that's not me being offensive to you. It's different lifestyles, it's different cultures, and that's why having somebody like Letitia on the panel to push back against things that we think are, oh well, that's just silly. Educate yourself. Her pushing back and her forcing her opinion into the echo chamber, okay, can stimulate us all to have thought. It doesn't mean that we're all going to start thinking like Letitia, or it doesn't even mean Letitia's going to start thinking like us. But what it means is we're engaging in a conversation that is inclusive, okay? And I'm telling you right now, side chat, Letitia has come 3,000 miles forward down the Truth Seeker road in the last 6 months than anyone else, okay? You know, she is a hard sell, okay? And
I'm just trying to see that correlation with you got your parents and you going to a professional, and the professional is telling you what they're going to do and what they need to do, and then you're trusting them to do that. But then when you do trust them, you're look what happens. And I'm sure there's a lot more people just like me that probably would have trusted P. Diddy, thinking that they're going to help us get to the next level. But not using my child as a sex toy.
Well, this is the thing. It's an actual mindset when you believe in authority figure. It's established as children with teachers, with the police, with doctors. As you get older, it's your boss, it's the lawyer, it's celebrities, because you feel like they have more to lose by lying to you.
When I dropped my daughter off at school, I'm like, okay, I trust these people to
100%.
make sure that they're going to take care of her.
But sadly, thousands and thousands of times on a daily basis across the world, people are let down by authority figures. You know what, Letitia, I'm going to give you a sad statistic. There is a group of people in the UK who have nurseries for children, and they specialize in non-verbal autistic children. And there was a group of these people arrested for torturing these children in a way that didn't leave marks on their bodies to sell this content. And none of these kids could go home and talk about it.
See how the parents trusted the system?
Yes. And that's the thing. It's an
that's all I was talking about. And, I was
I'm agreeing with you.
Not to trust those police officers, the doctors, all of that. And
because of that mindset. Okay, that's the thing. So we are conditioned not to question these people. We're conditioned to trust. We're conditioned to why would P. Diddy risk his career to do something to my child? Do you see what I mean? Why would the doctor, risk murdering my child and going to prison in the baby wards because we trust them? You know why?
We trust them.
Exactly. But Letitia, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to speak to you in the same way I speak to my daughters about strangers. Okay. Right?
You don't have to do that, Ron. I'm
No,
not a
no. I don't mean I'm going to speak to. But what I'm saying is,
I
you
get
have
it.
to
I
see it
get
from
the
that,
I
but you
get the
have to be-
dangers of society. I get the dangers of PDF files. I get the danger of psychopaths. I get the danger of it all.
Yeah.
But in the initial beginning, when you're establishing something with someone, let's say P. Diddy was a lawyer too, or something
Correct.
like that.
I understand. It's like,
It's
where do you stop the paranoia?
Now,
right?
I feel like there's no way I would hand my daughter over to someone. There's no way. This is, of course, I've opened up my eyes, but I could see how parents would be easily bamboozled.
Correct.
That's my point.
I completely agree. When we're looking at people's mindsets who are like you and the normal person, oblivious to it all, but I believe most of the parents involved in this, Letitia, when it comes to the real famous kids, they were aware. They were either aware to fully understood and everything in between. I think most of them.
To be aware and to put your kids in danger, that says a lot about the parent. That's different to me.
Yeah, I know, but this is the hardest corner for you to turn. Like, I know you hear me tell the stories of the monsters.
So, like the 10-year-old, let's say the 10-year-old.
Yeah.
His parents put him in with Diddy. How do we know that his parents was just a regular person like myself, thinking that they could trust him? Because the 120 lawsuits, some of those parents did not know.
I completely agree.
Have this making the band.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah,
he had a whole TV show on it.
Yep, I agree. There is 100. When we look, you're talking to a data. When you're talking to a data man, I agree that out of every single parent that's been involved, there is a percentage that knew nothing. 100%.
Right. But, and let's check this out. He had a whole show. He had a whole making the band where he would bring you in and have you get to the top. It was a whole TV show. So
I understand.
That's what he does. That's
like, I agree. I agree.
Is to bring your kids in and to make them famous.
I agree. So we're going to go on a journey now, all right, into fame. Okay. So this is a man called Ian Watkins, Letitia. He was part of a band called the Lost Prophets in the UK. And he is now in jail. All right. Now I need, it's not about shock value. I need you to understand as a mother how much you love your daughter. Think about that now. Think about how much you would protect your child. Okay. And then tell me how far from this mindset reality for you is. Hang on a second. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Ian Watkins originally faced 24 separate charges, all sex offenses related. On the 26th of November, he pleaded guilty to 11, including the attempted R of a fan's baby, who was brought to him by the mother.
See, now she's stupid. She's sick and got issues.
Girl, I'll do you know what? I'll give you that. I will 100% give you a point for the argument.
Yeah, but I'm talking about normal people. She's not normal.
Correct.
That's someone that's crazy, that has no scruples.
Yeah. Correct. Again, I agree. But how long do we just pass the buck to mental health? Okay. So in your analogy, these people are all ill, but we have to assume there's a percentage that aren't ill, right?
Well, there's something wrong. There's something wrong.
Well, here's the thing. Is there something wrong? Or is it the power? Is it the power of parental grooming? I have a friend down south who was groomed so that someone could have access to her child. I've spoken to women who didn't realize the parents were the target of the PDF file, so that they would enter a relationship for them to have access to the child they've been obsessing about. It's bonkers. Okay. And the last curdle for you to go around is, instead of going there ill, because that's the same reaction as when you put your hand over a flame, your body takes it away. And it's a go-to answer, and it's a great answer. But we have to write off the crazies and look at the individuals who are born like you and me, who think it's totally fine to drop a baby off to a PDF file because you're a fangirl. Those are the ones, Letitia, that we need to pay attention to and learn the habits of.
Right.
You know, that was a freaking good conversation we just had there, Letitia.
It was. I enjoyed it.
Telling you right now. So how's everybody doing in the side chat? I feel like we've ignored you all. How are you all doing? Let's relax for a minute. And again, let's just once again remind ourselves of the fanciness of the show.
We're gonna go back to the
Come on, you got this. Go back
to the
all by yourself. You got this.
The ABC News clip of P. Diddy getting charged again.
Oh yeah, Christ! You have definitely not got the same mental problems I have, because I would never have remembered that in a million years. And I completely until you said this, I had wiped this from my brain. That's what started this conversation, wasn't it? That's what started the conversation.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'm so glad you're here. I really am. This is your job now. You are now the part of my brain that is what remembers stuff. That's your job now. Congratulations. Right, let's go.
Accused the hip-hop mogul of horrific sexual assault in one case against a 10-year-old boy. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katrisky here with the details. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, George. Sean Combs is already fighting multiple sex assault allegations, each one more disturbing than the next. His latest accuser says he was 10 years old at the time. This morning, a California man alleges he was 10 years old when Sean Combs sexually assaulted him during a 2005 visit to New York. He was trying to break into the music industry, and his civil lawsuit says his parents left him with a consultant who brought him to meet Combs. The lawsuit says Combs complimented plaintiff on his rapping and told plaintiff that he could make him a star. Then the lawsuit says Combs abruptly pushed plaintiff down and said words to the effect of, "You have to do some stuff you don't want to do sometimes," before forcing him to perform a sex act. Diddy's legal team said the lawyer behind this lawsuit is interested in media attention rather than the truth, and repeated that Mr. Combs never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. In another new civil lawsuit, a man alleges he was 17 and auditioning for Making the Band when Combs
There it is.
guise of questioning how he would handle situations involving sexual pressure. Combs denied this claim, too.
These newly filed civil cases against Diddy are not operationally going to have an effect on his criminal trial. Now, if there is new evidence that is not in the hands of law enforcement that does come out during the civil trial, law enforcement can look at that information and determine if they're going to use it in their case against Diddy.
The new lawsuits are the latest in a long list of civil claims against the music mogul. An Arizona woman says she took these images of Combs at a 2014 party in his Las Vegas hotel suite where she claimed he sexually assaulted her. And a then 13-year-old girl said Combs attacked her after the VMAs in the year 2000. Combs attended the award show with his then-girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez. Combs denies all of it. Each of the lawsuits is filed individually, leaving Combs to fight the accusations in multiple courtrooms. Combs has pleaded not guilty to criminal charges and is being held without bail at the federal jail in Brooklyn. A judge has described conditions there as dreadful, and there's an ongoing operation to rid the place of weapons and drugs.
The conditions of the jail are what Diddy is arguing should also be why he should have at-home detention before trial. This investigation could lend some credence to that argument.
Combs was once a prominent record producer, liquor promoter, media chairman, fashion executive. The criminal charges and the civil claims have damaged his reputation and diminished his wealth, although, guys, he is still thought to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
But those civil lawsuits could wipe that out in a second.
Ruin it all, for sure.
Aaron Katrisky, thanks very much.
He even portrayed himself to be the mentor for all these kids and Making the Band, and ended up being,
keep going, Letitia. You're killing it. Keep going.
Ended up being this real bad person to society.
Oh, I mean, that's a definite understatement, but I agree with you. Also, I'm really sorry. See, if you're going to have an aesthetic phone behind you, right? Don't use one with the buttons, okay? Those are like, you have an aesthetic phone because it's old and it's got the thing. This, not cool at all. Also, this is buckling. Honestly, I got to get it out. So I agree. I mean, I mean, the 10-year-old, the parents, all of this, the way that there seems to be things set up, Letitia, the reality shows, right? The Diddy freaking whatever it was, Diddy
Making the
Flavor
band.
no, the Diddy Flavor Camp, the making the band, the pre-established artists like Justin Bieber being brought in, all these things. It is 100%. So, for example, if it was one thing, you could assume no one is going to notice, right? But if it's 5 or 6 things, are you now sort of leaning into the, well, there's Diddy, but then there's the people that are pulling his strings behind the scenes? Now, I'm not asking who those people are, but do you believe this is bigger than just Diddy?
This is way bigger than Diddy. Oh yeah, I do believe that.
This is what parents feel like when their kids are doing like their like trombone assessment and they nail it, right? It's like, because that's a great corner for you to turn. And again, I'm not going to start asking you hard questions. Who do you think it is? Blah blah blah. Why do you think that? Stop lecturing your panel. Excuse me. I'm not lecturing anyone. Okay. Yes, I interrupt people a lot. All right, Ron's working on it. It's an illness. I've got to get it all out. I'm doing 3 other live streams today. I need to get all of this out before I'm on the panel and have to do the serious stuff. This is the Daily Show. We like to keep it. We like to keep it a little bit loose. Also, as well, Ron tends to stop people talking when they start getting a bit ratty with each other. He doesn't like it. Right? What time is Jaguar on? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock tonight. Jaguar and Big Homie C.
It's gonna be good.
Yep. And
I wonder how they're gonna click.
I hope it all goes off. But obviously, I'm here for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm here for it. Like I am here for whatever happens.
Because he's more laid back. He's a more laid back kind of a matter of fact guy.
Yeah.
And she's a little bit more intense.
She's one of those freight trains that carries the coal from one side of America to the other that does about 260 miles an hour, that if you wanted to stop it, right, it's going to cause so much more damage to you and everyone around you than if you just let her continue to barrel down the tracks. That is my visualization of Jaguar, right? Because anyone who, take her to court, sue her, alleged leaders of the Illuminati. Because girl got receipts. Girl's got things buried in the desert with geotags uploaded to servers in frickin' Azerbaijan. She has got it locked down, because I'm telling you, if anyone out there thinks that you've heard everything Jaguar Wright knows, I think we've heard about 7 or 8% of what she knows. Because the rest of it, if she was to open her mouth and was dragged into court and had to prove it, she could prove it. And that is why these individuals don't go after her. They don't sue her because they know.
Don't.
And that's just my humble opinion. Okay. In my humble opinion, she is the smarter lady than anyone gives her credit. Not that people don't think she's smart, but I think she's next level, right? She's next level because she says just enough to let everyone know. But for a fact, you couldn't sit here and say all this for so long if you hadn't had a lawyer's letter and sent a screenshot of something back to that lawyer going, you see that? You're going to let me keep talking. And that's what I believe. I'm not saying that's the case at all, but that's my humble opinion. I also think that Big Homie CC was a great choice for Diddy's life that was on the outside circle of the Diddy parties. The image that we see of Diddy publicly, Big Homie sees a great pick for him because of how against the R word and SA and all this Big Homie is. So if you needed somebody to talk about what it was like being his security guard, and you've got a guy with a reputation for hates the things you're doing when you clock off at night and the next security guard comes in, brilliant choice. Brilliant. Absolute brilliant. I have to say. I don't know did you all watch the Big Homie C interview? We watched it yesterday. We did a reaction to it. It was awesome. It was awesome.
It was great.
All right. Do you know what? We've hit the 2-hour mark. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is remind you, lovely, wonderful people, that we have got, I am back at 8 o'clock. I'm back at 9 o'clock. It's full systems go. It is full systems go. And I just want to say thank you to everyone in the side chat who comes in every day, even the people that criticize and all the rest of it. I'm here for it. Especially if you're critical and complimentary when it's deserved. I am so here for that. Queenie is probably going to be on the news at some point for her, what I imagine what she's typing on Reddit right now, trying to mobilize an army against the West. Okay, I'm not putting that. I'm not saying anything. I'm just putting some propaganda.
Stop saying stuff like that.
I'm busting you. Listen, I just wanted to officially know, when I say things like that, but to Queenie, I am just busting her chops. She's a lovely lady, and none of my opinions about her extremism and Operation Queenie takedown of all these. I'm not saying any of that's real. Okay. If she asks you to join a suspicious Telegram group, maybe think twice about it. That's all I'm saying. The only bomb she be dropping is recipes in the kitchen, my G. Okay, she be dropping that freaking tasty bombs in the goddamn cooking pots.
Oh my God, Ron. You'd be crazy, I swear. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Sometimes I sit here and I wonder what I did in life to get this job and keep it so long. And it's moments like this. But do you know what?
You're
you guys in the side
good
chat.
at this. You're like, wow, you're funny. You're
you
a
don't need to
great
gas. I don't need, my
communicator.
ego doesn't need to hear this. Okay, it's going to derail and then go off on one. It doesn't need any more of that. Just listen. I appreciate you all being here. Okay, I'm not saying it's because I'm good at my job. I think the panel does wonders for the show. I'm a tiny part
Ron
of it.
is rubbish at his job, hands down. Simple.
Rubbish.
How dare you, mortal human? How dare you get back into your place, mortal human?
All right, so yeah, let's do that. Yeah, okay, let's do
use that word on my husband. Rubbish, hubby.
Listen, I'm not being funny. Your freaking husband is awesome, and I'm not being funny. I imagine has the patience of a saint, because although you're a really good friend and you're awesome, I imagine there is some high maintenance that comes with Letitia, right? I'm telling you now. You know those really expensive cups with a straw coming out of them that like caught fire in the car, right? You know her husband at 2 a.m. was woken up because she's seen some shit on TikTok and was sent out to buy all of those cups. Okay, I'm telling. I want to know how many times a week this man is woken up in the middle of the night and sent out to buy things that you've seen online. No, that's a lie.
Real sweet tea. I'm whatever you want me to be.
Also, as well, I've just made all of that up. Her husband is wonderful, and I just that was full propaganda. So anyway, let's leave it there. Okay, let's just leave it there. Also, as well, the podcast for morons, I'll take that. I'm okay with that. Any of the Daily Show, I'm okay with that. All right, it's not the most information based. Okay, but listen, sometimes you just got to chomp down on the ready salted crisps, and you might find it that it's simpleton stuff. But I'm a simpleton. I just fooled you all to thinking that I've got any book of intelligence.
I'm a simple person.
So joke's on you. No, I'm just joking. But this is certainly not for morons. We have great shows here. We got like 20,000 to 30 average daily views. We get between 1,500 and 2,000 live viewers every day.
And these numbers are going up too, Ron. Sean.
Yeah, if you want to talk about for morons, okay, we outnumber you here, my guy. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I love all you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your continued support. What we doing? What's the symbol? Is it this? Is it the fist symbol up like this, Queenie, for your movement? Queenie movement.
Oh my God, Ron,
that one?
stop it!
I can't remember how it is.
You stop it. Bye, everyone.
Jamaican Panthers, feel the power. Okay, all right, let's go.